So this is a vintage Specialized that I have recently acquired. I have decided to do this review in my backyard because I think the weather is really nice and the color really pops out. This pink color really pops out in the backyard. Okay, so this is a 1991 Specialized Allez Transition. Now this is, I think, one of the earlier models of those time trial or triathlon bikes that the bike industry has tried to put out to distinguish them from a traditional road bike. This is a 1991 model, and again, this one actually has, you know, one of the close to the top end group sets available back then. So if you look at the crankset, this is a full Shimano 105 components right here. Very, very beautiful. Now I have actually replaced a few parts just to customize it for my own riding preference, but I still do have the original 105 clipless pedals over here that I kept. The original 105 clipless pedal is interesting because it actually is one of the pedals made by Look. So it actually uses Look Delta cleats on the original 105 pedals back in the early 90s. But nowadays, of course, Shimano has came out with SPD, which is like a copy of the Look. But I mean, they all still work pretty much very similar. Full 105 group set front and back, and again, I was lucky to get this bike in almost mint condition. There are only just a few of those scratches that you can see on the bike, but otherwise, I mean, even tires is new and the rim is in fantastic original condition. Okay, look at this tire, it's absolutely beautiful. And before we continue, I gotta take my little cat back into the house so she doesn't run around unsupervised. Or take her out in a little bit. Okay. All right. Are you going to ride the bike? Ride the bike? Okay. Anyway. Okay, let's continue with the walkthrough of this bike. And again, back then, of course, 1991, this is a full chromoly frame, and interestingly, this frame is actually made in Taiwan. I still have the original sticker that says it's made in Taiwan, with, of course, the very popular back then Shimano calls it direct drive racing system with chromoly tubing and custom butted areas, of course, on the tubings. And so this video, I'm just going to give you a walkthrough. Look at this beautiful original Shimano 105 from 1991. Okay, the hub also Shimano 105, and look at the tire, look at the thread pattern. It's actually a Specialized logo on the thread pattern, which is pretty cool. This is, I think, their Specialized turbo racing wheel. Again, back then 23 is the norm, so this is a 700 by 23, and original Shimano SLR 105 brake sets, front and rear. Brakes pretty decent. Now if you look over here, this is actually not one of those replaceable inserts. This is actually an entire rubber piece, so if this burns out, you're gonna have to replace the whole thing. But I'm sure you can get replacement caps to use the inserts. But it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at this interesting, you know, design over here. Instead of having the seat tube, you know, extends all the way here, they used one more rigid single piece connector over here, so which makes the bike actually more rigid. So this bike actually rides, it just feels really fast and smooth on the road with the tires properly pressured. And it goes really, really fast because of those massive cranksets. This is like a 5339. The rear is 11 to, this is a, how many speed? This is a 7-speed, and I think it goes to 25 or 26, I think. I can't remember, but this is a bike that's meant to go on a flat road at also it's just meant to go fast. It's not very good for climbing because I live on a hilly area, and every time I hit a hill, really struggles on this bike. But on the flat road, this thing flies like a rocket. The brake, of course, it's one of those lever brakes, only just designed for the cantilever brakes. So this is also original Shimano 105, front and back, looks great. Now I have actually replaced the job bar because the previous owner had it converted into a triathlon setup. So it had a really weird, 3D bar in the front, which added a lot of weight and really not practical for my use. So I basically just got a chrome, a polished aluminum bar, job bar, and replaced everything in the front drivetrain system. And it actually looks pretty good, very nice and clean. Okay. So look at that original logo, and this color again is really amazing. The reason I got this bike is because of the color. I just really wanted a pink bike. Over here, the front hub, also Shimano 105 front hub, and again paired with the 105 brakes over here. Shifter, front derailleur 105. This is really a well geared, well group setted bike back then. Beautiful Shimano 105 shifters as well. This is a SIS, or stepless convertible. So if you just flip it around, it goes to stepless friction, and if you go flip it here, it goes SIS indexed. So for the rear, it shifts very precise. Okay, very precise, no problem at all. Even for the front shifter, it's a double, but you just flip up and down. And so for the front, of course, there's no step. It's just going bottom or the top. And the cool thing about friction is you can micro adjust to get that little free play on the front chain ring, so it doesn't rub when you have a different or when you have kind of close to the extreme of the setup. Sometimes it rubs to the front derailleur, and you can just move it a little bit to prevent it from rubbing, which is really awesome. The shifting steps, let you guys hear the sound. So it's nice and crisp, and it's very easy to shift. So really there's no complaint about those indexed shifters. Having it somewhere down here, I guess, is back then when they race a lot, they're always on the drop bar, so it's easier to reach from the drop bar to go here. But again, for me, because I have this bike only for the leisure purpose, it doesn't really matter. I'm not racing, so I don't mind changing gears from down here. And the shifter is really a joy to use, so no complaints there. Now in terms of the welding, this is again 1991 welding techniques in Taiwan. I don't think it's as smooth of a weld compared to some other bikes, but it's decent. And in terms of the paint quality, some unpainted area over here that they missed, so it shows the base paint, which is kind of a white color, I think. But again, no complaints. I love this bike overall, generally, and it just rides so much fun. Original 105 crank set as well. So the wheel set is, I think this is a French company, probably already no longer in existence, but this is one of those aerial wheel sets back then. So it's designed to be super lightweight and designed to go fast. The entire bike, the weight is a little over 22 pounds with my current gears. I have a fairly heavy saddle, and again heavier clipping pedals or platform pedals. But I think with proper setup, this bike should go somewhere around 21 pounds, give or take 1 pound or two. But that, again, for a chromoly frame of the size, it's amazing. It's pretty lightweight. So in comparison, I have my titanium flat bar bike. That bike is actually heavier than this one. Okay, so my titanium flat bar with basic 10-speed setup is about 23 pounds, give or take. So this one is actually lighter. And again, this bike is just absolutely stunning and beautiful. So I just want to share with you guys my very specialized Allez transition. Give you guys a general look. So if you're looking for a bike, similar bike from Specialized back then, this is what you're gonna expect. And let's see from the other side, and look at this interestingly designed, you know, welding over here. Very cool. They have the serial number stamped over here on the down tube or on the seat tube, which is interesting. And seat tube clamping. This is a really beautiful clamp. It's not quick release, but you know, again, very easy to adjust, and it looks beautiful. And this really weird back seat stay extension for rigidity. All right, so that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions about this bike, feel free to ask me in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I hope you found this review helpful in helping you do some research on the bike that you want to buy. Okay, so thanks again, and see you guys in the next video. Take care.